Tired of doing repetitive tasks? Imagine if you could automate your work and save hours every week without coding. Meet n8n, the most powerful automation tool that connects your favorite apps and streamlines workflows. Hey everyone, welcome to Kyle Automates. My name is Oliver Kyle, and on this channel, I help you automate your business and life using AI and no-code tools. In this tutorial, I'll take you from beginner to pro, showing you how to automate emails, manage data, and even connect AI, all in under an hour. So, what exactly is n8n? Think of it as an automation platform like Zapier, but more powerful and flexible. You can create custom workflows, connect APIs, and even self-host it for full control. Unlike Zapier, n8n has no limits on workflows, making it perfect for scaling businesses. Let's set up n8n. You have three options. Use the cloud version, install it locally, or self-host it with Docker. I'll show you the easiest way first, using n8n Cloud. Alright, let's get started by signing up for n8n Cloud. This is the easiest way to get up and running without any setup or self-hosting. Head over to cloud.n8n.io. Boom! You're now inside n8n Cloud. From here, you can start building automations immediately. No installation needed. When you log in, this is your dashboard, the control center where you manage all your workflows. Here, you can create new workflows, view your saved ones, and check execution history to see what's running. Now let's open a new workflow. This is the workflow editor, where you visually build automation using nodes. Think of it like a flowchart. Each step in the automation is a node that performs a specific task. In the center, we have the canvas. This is where you'll build your workflows by adding nodes. To the right, you'll find the node panel, which contains all available nodes. These are the building blocks of your automation. In n8n, nodes represent actions. You have different types of nodes. Trigger nodes, which start a workflow. Action nodes, which perform tasks like sending emails or posting on social media, and logic nodes, which help make decisions. Nodes connect with lines called connections. These define the data flow between steps. You simply drag from one node to another to create a seamless automation. At the bottom, we have Test Workflow button. This lets you test your automation in real time. On the left side, you'll see the sidebar. This gives you quick access to your workflows, credentials, and settings. Let's go over a few important sections. The Credentials tab is especially useful. You'll store all your API keys here so you don't have to enter them repeatedly. For example, if you want to create a Telegram bot, to add credential, create a bot via BotFather, get the auth token, add it in credentials under Telegram bot API, and use it in a workflow to send messages. Let's create our first workflow. When someone fills out a Google Sheet, we'll send them an automatic email response. In n8n, workflows are built with nodes. A node is like a building block that performs a task, fetching data, sending messages, or processing logic. Every workflow starts with a trigger node, which listens for an event. I'm setting up a Google Sheet to organize members of my Skool community, Kyle Automations. Let me walk you through it. I've created a new Google Sheet and named it Kyle Automation Skool Members. This will act as my database for everyone joining the community. Now let's set up the columns. I want to track the most important details, so I'm adding these columns. Let me add some dummy values. I'll show you how to automate Google Sheets so that whenever a new member joins, I get an instant Gmail notification, completely hands-free using n8n. Let's dive in. First, open your workflow and add a Google Sheets trigger node. Then, set up your credentials by signing in with your Google account. If needed, you can also configure OAuth through the Google Cloud Console for advanced authentication. Now in our workflow, the Google Sheets trigger node is added successfully. Let's configure the node first. Set the poll time to every minute. So n8n will check for updates in the Google Sheet every minute. Next, select the Google Sheets document, which in this case is Kyle Automation Skool members. Since there's only one sheet, choose Sheet 1. Finally, set the trigger type to row added, so the workflow runs whenever a new member joins. Now we can test this step by hitting the play button. Boom! We've successfully fetched the rows from the Google Sheet. Next, we'll use an Edit Fields node to grab only the name and email. This way, I'll get notified instantly about who has joined via Gmail. To do this, drag the name and email fields into the Edit Fields node. Once done, test it. Boom! We've successfully filtered the data, and now we only have the name and email. Now, let's set up a notification so I get alerted when a new member joins and can contact them via email. To do this, add a Gmail node. Next, set up the credentials by signing in with your Gmail account. In the To section, enter your email address where you want to receive notifications. In the subject field, type New Member Joined. In the Message section, drag the Name field, then type Has joined our Skool community. You can contact him at. And finally, drag the Email field. Now scroll down to the Options section. Look for Append n8n attribution and turn it off. Once done, hit play to test it. Once the email is sent successfully, you'll receive a response containing the email ID, thread ID, and label ID. Now let's check if we received the Gmail. Great! The Gmail has been received successfully. Now let's fully automate this process. First, toggle the activation button to turn on the workflow. Once activated, add a new row in the Google Sheet and wait for a minute. If everything is set up correctly, you'll receive a Gmail notification automatically within a minute. Boom! The email is received. We've successfully created our first automation. Now every time a new member joins, we'll get an instant Gmail notification. Here's a challenge for you. Create a workflow where when a new member joins the Skool community, they automatically receive a welcome email via Gmail. The message should say something like, "Welcome to our Skool community. We're excited to have you here." If you get stuck, don't worry. You can check out the solution that I'll be posting in my Skool community. Good luck. Here's a quick tip. If you ever need an explanation of a workflow, you can simply select and copy all the nodes, then paste them into ChatGPT. Since the nodes are built using JavaScript code, ChatGPT can quickly break down how everything works. This is a great way to understand workflows without manually going through each node. Give it a try. All right, our next project is all about integrating AI into our workflow. This time, we're building a Telegram chatbot that can automate responses, provide information, and even interact intelligently using AI. Now let's start setting up our Telegram chatbot. First, open your workflow in n8n. Add a Telegram trigger node from the plus icon. In the trigger type, select On Message so the bot responds whenever it receives a message. Now we need to configure the credentials. For that, use the bot token you got from BotFather on Telegram. Once we've set up the Telegram trigger node, we can now test it. Simply send a message to your Telegram bot. Now switch back to and check if the trigger fired. The trigger works perfectly. Next, we need to add a set node to create a field called Chat Input, which will be used as input for the basic LLM chain node. To do this, we'll drag the text input from the Telegram trigger node and set it as the value for chat input. Now we can test the setup to make sure we're correctly capturing the user's message. Yes, we got the output. Now let's add a basic LLM chain node. This node is responsible for processing the user's input and generating a response using an AI model. For the model provider, we'll use OpenRouter, which allows us to access multiple AI models through a single API. We'll need to configure the credentials by adding the OpenRouter API key. For this step, go to the OpenRouter website and sign up for an account. Once you're logged in, create a free API key and copy it. Now, in the OpenRouter node, go to the Credentials section and create new credentials for OpenRouter. Paste the API key in the required field and save it. Choose the model as Gemini Flash. This model is optimized for speed, providing faster responses while maintaining good accuracy. Selecting a fast model ensures that our Telegram bot replies quickly to user messages. Oh, I forgot to make our bot act as a keen assistant. To define its role in the prompt, in the set node, we can add this text before the message. You are Kyle Bot, a keen assistant here to help me out. And this is the prompt from user. This helps guide the AI model to generate responses in a more helpful and structured way, making our Telegram bot feel more like a real assistant. Now, we can test the basic LLM chain node by running it with the Gemini Flash model. Great, we got the response. Now let's add a Telegram send message node to send the AI-generated response back to the user. In the Chat ID field, drag the ID from the Telegram trigger node. This ensures the bot knows where to send the message. In the Message field, drag the response from the LLM chain node. This will be the AI-generated reply. Once everything is set up, test the node. If everything is working correctly, you should receive a reply back in your Telegram chat. Awesome! We got the reply in Telegram. Now just toggle the Activate button to turn on the workflow and your chatbot will run automatically. Go ahead and start chatting with it. Have fun! Now our AI-powered Telegram bot is up and running, ready to chat and assist. Create an AI assistant for WhatsApp using Twilio in n8n. The bot should reply to incoming messages with AI-generated responses. Try it out, and if you get stuck, I'll be sharing the full solution in my Skool community. Good luck! Here's a quick tip. You can download your workflows in n8n as JSON file and reuse them anywhere by simply uploading the JSON file. This makes it super easy to back up, share, or move your automations across different setups. Give it a try. For our final project, we will develop a workflow that seamlessly integrates text-to-audio and text-to-image generation using AI. So let's begin. Open a new workflow. First, add an edit field node. Now create a new field called category and assign it a value. I'll set it to animal story for this example. Once configured, test the node. Great. We now have our required fields ready to be used in the workflow. Add another set field node to structure the AI prompt. Create a new field and name it chat input. In the value field, drag and drop the category field from the previous set field node. Modify the value field to generate a short, engaging 5-second story based on the following category. JSON category. Keep it concise and imaginative. Test the node to ensure the prompt field is correctly structured with the selected category. The node is working. Now, let's add a basic LLM chain node to generate the story using AI. Click the plus button and search for basic LLM chain. Configure the model provider. Select OpenRouter as the model provider. Choose OpenAI GPT-4o Mini as the model since it provides a good balance of speed and quality. Set the input field. We can see the output field chat input from the previous set field node is fed into the prompt input of the LLM chain. Test the node. Click Execute Node to check if it generates a short, engaging story based on the selected category. If everything is working correctly, you should see an AI-generated story output. Great. Now let's generate audio from the AI-generated text using Unreal Speech. All right, now let's generate AI-powered audio for our story. First, head over to Unreal Speech and sign up for a free account. Once you're in, go to the API section where you'll find everything you need for text-to-speech conversion. Next, select a voice. You can choose between different accents, genders, and tones. If needed, adjust the speed and pitch to match the vibe you're going for. Now here's the important part. Copy the curl request from the API documentation. This will allow us to send our AI-generated story to Unreal Speech and get an audio file in return. Once we have that, let's integrate it into our workflow and bring the story to life with sound. All right, now let's configure the HTTP request node to send our AI-generated story to Unreal Speech. First, open the node settings and paste the curl request we copied earlier. Now we need to make sure our request is authenticated. In the headers section, add a new key called authorization and set the value as bearer your API key. Make sure to replace your API key with the actual key you got from Unreal Speech. Next, scroll down to the body section. Look for the text field. This is where we'll input the AI-generated story. Drag and drop the response from the LLM node into this field. Now let's test the node. And if everything is set up correctly, we should receive a response containing a URL to our generated audio file. Great. Now, let's add a wait node to introduce a short delay before proceeding. Open the node settings, set the wait time to 5 seconds, and save it. This ensures that Unreal Speech has enough time to process our request and generate the audio. Now let's add another HTTP request node to retrieve the generated audio file. Add a new HTTP request node and connect it after the wait node. In the method field, select Get, since we are fetching the generated audio. In the URL field, drag and drop the output URI from the previous HTTP request node, and test the node to confirm that we receive a valid response with the audio file. Awesome, we got the audio file in response, we can check it.
A tiny mouse bravely stole a piece of cheese from a cat's table. The cat, too stunned to react, watched as the mouse scampered away, proud and triumphant. They became unlikely friends, sharing secret cheese treasures together.
Great. Next, create a Google Drive folder to store the generated audio files. Go to Google Drive and create a new folder. Name it something relevant like AI-generated audio. Right-click the folder, select Get Link, and ensure the permissions allow access. Copy the folder link. We'll need it for the next step. Now we can upload the generated audio directly to this folder for easy access and sharing. Next, add a Google Drive node to upload the generated audio file. Select the operation as File Upload and configure the credentials by signing into your Google account. Under Resource, choose File and set the operation to upload. In the Input Data field name, enter Data to hold the binary file data. Set the file name to something like audio1.mp3. For the parent drive, select My Drive. Under the parent folder, choose By URL and paste the folder link from Google Drive. Once configured, test the node to ensure the audio file gets uploaded successfully. Awesome, the audio file has been uploaded to the Drive folder. All right, let's start generating an image based on our AI-generated story. First, we need to organize our workflow, so I'll rename the LLM node to something recognizable. I'll call it n8n. This makes it easier to reference in later steps. Next, I'll add a code node. This will help us extract the exact output from the LLM node, ensuring that the generated story is accessible in current node. Inside the code node, I'll use a simple JavaScript script to retrieve the text output from n8n. This step is important because the story can be excised for the image generation tool. Now we can streamline our process by copying these three nodes, the set field node, and the LLM node and the open router node, and pasting them right after the code node. Once they're in place, we need to modify the edit field node to align with our image generation task. Instead of working with text-to-speech, we'll update the field to create a proper image prompt. After making these changes, I'll run a quick test to verify that the prompt is correctly formatted. Great prompt is generated. Up next is generating image using this prompt. To generate an image, we'll be using models from Hugging Face. Here's how to set it up. Go to the Hugging Face website and sign up for an account if you don't have one. Navigate to the settings and create an authentication token. This will allow us to connect to the API. Browse the available image generation models and select one that fits your needs. I'll be using Flux Mid-Journey Mix 2 LoRa for this project. Copy the model's API endpoint, as we'll need it for the next step. Now we're ready to integrate this into our workflow. Now let's set up the HTTP request node to generate images. Add an HTTP request node to the workflow. Import the copied curl request from the Hugging Face model page. Replace the placeholder in the headers with your actual authentication token. In the body, Ensure the prompt field is set to use the generated prompt from the LLM node. Once everything is configured, test the node to see if it generates an image. Great, we've successfully generated an image. If we want to save the generated image, we can first create a folder in Google Drive and name it AI Generated Images. After that, copy the folder link. Next, duplicate the existing Google Drive node and modify its configuration to upload the generated image. Test the setup to confirm that the image is successfully uploaded to the specified folder. Great, now the image is uploaded successfully. Awesome! We've successfully completed our final project. Well, this workflow you created is the basic building block of automating YouTube channel through faceless videos. Here is a challenge for you. Create a workflow in n8n that automates the process of generating faceless YouTube videos. If you get stuck, you can refer to the workflow I've posted in my Skool community for guidance. Quick tip: you can use sticky notes in n8n to label and organize different parts of your workflow for better clarity. Give it a try. You're now an n8n Pro, but this is just the beginning. What will you automate first? Drop your ideas in the comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe for more automation tricks. If you found this helpful, make sure to like and subscribe for more automation tips. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter for daily automation hacks. Want exclusive workflows, free resources, and leads? Join my Skool community. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.